Scorpio, welcome to your reading. This is a timeless reading. I'll be doing timeless ones. I will let you know that I'm recording this on the 29th of May 2025. Okay. Yeah, and as always, please take what resonates and let the rest go. We're going to just grab 3 oracle cards first and then we'll jump into the tarot. I've been guided this week to use Keepers of the Light tarot. So we're going to get just some guiding energies for you, Scorpio. Here we have Mother Mary appeared for another sign yesterday. Let go of the need to be right, choose peace, mother healing is possible this time. So when we say letting go of the need to be right, that is, you know, I think letting go of the need to be right in terms of external standards. Okay, so if someone else is trying to tell you what's right for you and all that, it's sort of like letting go of fulfilling external expectations and finding what's right for you personally. Wow, Kuan Yin, very powerful. Care and compassion. Choose to be love. Do what is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Okay, so some of these themes of love and compassion are probably going to come out in the reading. We'll have a look. Oh, Odin also appeared earlier this week. Psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is and follow your intuition. So that's really powerful guidance for you, Scorpio, in terms of, you know, looking inward and trusting your intuition. Okay, let's see what's going to come out for you with the tarot. Now we do have Melchizedek is assisting the readings. Also, archangels, ascended masters, light beings, sisterhood of the rose. Okay, and actually we do have Mother Mary has roses here, and Kuan Yin has the lotuses. Okay, so very divine feminine, soft divine feminine energy coming through for your guides, or suggested guides for this reading. So yeah, we also have the dragon energies helping us, our own higher selves, light beings, okay. Pleiadians were coming through in some of my meditations this morning. Let's see, okay, well, we've just had the Page of Swords jump out here for you, Scorpio. So, yeah, there might be a few things going on in your life. You're kind of facing one way and you're looking another. So maybe there's a few things going on, but you know, you could be busy at this time. No doubt, you know, perhaps you are gaining in confidence or following your own personal truth, but also looking at what's around you, okay? Maybe getting distracted at times. But yeah, there's blue skies there though, okay? So things are positive for you at the moment. Let's just see what else is going to jump out here for you. Apologies. Okay, there we go. It literally sort of danced on the edge and then it flew out. Wow, the Emperor. That was not an energy I was expecting to be come out that was sort of dancing. But anyway, it was the dancing Emperor. So, interesting. Let's grab the rest of the cards and we'll have a look in a moment. Strength. Interesting, yep. Hanged Man. Wheel of Fortune. Wow, Scorpio, lots of major arcana here. 5 of Wands, the Empress as well. Wow, the Moon. This is a bit unprecedented. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. At the moment, you have more major arcana on the table than you do have minor at the moment. 6 major arcana. King of Swords. The King of Wands. Wow. And the Knight of Cups. Okay, this is some pretty major stuff going on here, Scorpio. I'm just going to pause the reading for a moment and get back to you. Okay, Scorpio. So at the moment, these were the 2 center cards, so Page of Swords and Emperor. And you also have across the center was the Hanged Man. So the reason I'm showing this is because I think this is your energy at the center here. Your body is facing this way and you are looking back here. So, and your foot is also pointed to this here. So Now, the swords sometimes talk about, in the tarot, they talk about ideas, concepts, and sometimes the constructs that society sort of places or lays down, okay? And there's always a question with the swords as to whether or not you're going to ascribe to the belief or the idea, okay? So it's choice point, right? And I feel that there could be part of you that is wanting to really step up into this Emperor energy, and I feel that you have the ability to do this. But there's also part of you that is looking back here and looking at mind, body, spirit, and sort of, in some ways, this is a very internal energy, and this is sort of an externally focused energy. So in some ways, they're quite opposite. And I think this is almost could be symbolic of what many of us are going through at the moment, is that, you know, we have external responsibilities or external things we need to do, yet there's also a deeper part of us, okay? Scorpio. So at the moment, it's sort of looking like you are poised between these two things. And I think you're wanting to align your energies in a way, you know, in the way of, you know, mastery. It's almost at the end of the reading here, you have this King of Swords and the King of Wands. So if, you know, the King of Swords was sort of in the party with the, you know, the Emperor, they sort of go together, and the King of Wands sort of goes with this, this one here, which is kind of like coming from a point of inner passion, and I mean, taking care of others, but also coming from a point of feeling empowered, but you know, having creativity and undergoing personal growth and that type of thing, okay? Having a flexibility and being able to learn new things, okay, as you need. There's a lot of big energy here. We'll just take a moment to keep getting our heads around it, okay? Because underneath there's a lot of strength that you are having to activate at the moment, inner strength. Now, it could be that this is your energy and you are wanting to move into Emperor energy. So this could be about you wanting to activate empowerment, generate wealth, build a structure, build a life for yourself, okay, in an abundant way, and perhaps be a leader of sorts, okay, of some type. This can also be talking about the inner strength in terms of maybe there are, you know, maybe you have habits or things that you're looking to clear and cleanse when it comes to your mind, body, spirit wellness, okay, mind, body, spirit balance. And the strength card is also saying that you have the strength, you have the resilience, the tenacity, and the ability to, by the look of it, achieve either of these. And it's sort of almost like if this is just sort of something that's happened recently, as the reading's laid out, the Emperor is sort of more in the future. So maybe you've kind of been having a pause, you know, a pause on things a bit, and maybe you are now sort of gathering your energies and gathering your strength to move forward into this Emperor energy. But I feel like there's a part of you that's hesitant to do this, okay? I think it's almost like if we had the Temperance in here in this reading, it would sort of make a lot of sense. Because it would be like, you know, tempering yourself so that you can have mind, body, spirit balance, but yet also create abundance. I'm just going to jump forward into the reading. At the moment, I do wonder, Scorpio, if there's someone else in your life. These are divine counterparts. You literally have the Emperor and the Empress in your reading. Wondering whether there is a potential partner that is, I guess, maybe inspiring you or prompting you to look at things in a new way. Or maybe to galvanize yourself and to really dig deep and, you know, activate your inner strength. This is your current energy, which is receptivity, okay? The Emperor is more projective energy. It's about taking control of the externals. It's about delegating. It's about organizing, time management, taking care of the affairs, dotting the I's and putting the T's on the T's on the... Okay, just start that sentence again. Yeah, basically taking care of the details, delegating, doing all the practical things that need to be done. And yeah, you also have this really abundant receptive energy, okay, which is almost like the Hanged Man. This is sort of like being very receptive to downloads. But you know, I think maybe you've just realized that in order to move forward, that, you know, this sometimes life comes in cycles. So it might be that while you've had a chill phase, maybe there's a new cycle coming in that's going to be activation phase. And here you have the Five of Wands, which could be actually talking about this, you know, push me, pull you energy that you have here going on, Scorpio. On the one hand, you're kind of perhaps wanting to go into mind, body, spirit, and in that energy. And on the other hand, you're wanting to perhaps move into creating practical structure. So maybe this is going to be about how you are going to join those two concepts, those two themes together. This reading also looks like that if you've had, I don't know if I have already said this, but because there's lots of things coming in, if this has been a time out energy, that maybe that's wrapping up and maybe there's going to be more activity, okay, coming in. But then you have the receptivity. So you're feeling really receptive at the moment as well. So I think you are really open to suggestions, you're open to new ideas. And this is, you know, this is actually your card anyway, Scorpio. The Knight of Cups, sorry, about love. Okay, so I think you're wanting to move forward with love, and I think, you know, given that literally the Knight of Cups is between these two readings, I wouldn't mind betting that if there's not someone in your life already, that maybe there will be. But I think it's going to be, it could be a bit of a challenge in terms of the changes that's going to prompt in your life, that's going to kind of mean. Okay. It may mean some changes. The moon is talking about, this is your external environment, external influences. So your spirit guides could actually be sort of guiding you to look deeper, okay, at what it is that you are wanting and what you are aiming for, but also what's resonating with your being, okay, what resonates with this mind, body, spirit of your whole being, okay. You also have this the King of Swords. And this is a goal of yours, I think, to move into mastery. This is like mastering your consciousness and being able to make decisions, communicating really well. Yeah, kind of sort of an intellectual card. The interesting thing here is at the center is that, you know, if this is your goal, it could be that, you know, maybe you are expecting a little bit too much of yourself at this point, possibly. Or maybe it's that you are underestimating yourself here, okay? Because you're kind of going from the Page to the King, but we kind of need the Knight of Swords in there, okay? We sort of need the Knight to, you need that Knight energy of movement and action, okay, to get to this King of Swords. Not usually that someone will go from a Page energy to an Emperor energy, okay? So it's like there's a wish or a dream of yours perhaps to move into this Emperor energy, but you need to be realistic. I'm going to just grab an Angel Tarot. At the end of the reading, you have the King of Wands, which is, you know, the outcome is that it's really interesting to me because it's almost like the King of Wands is the combination, is the mix. It is the blend and the merge and the fusion of almost of these three energies here. So if this is like, you know, a bit of a warrior energy, and then you have, you know, the curiosity, the drive, the optimism. Here we have the organizational skills, the delegation, and here we have the wands come into play, and this idea about conflict. So being able to resolve conflict could be a thing. But here we have the King of Wands holding a single wand. So it's almost like a combination of this red cloaked person here, okay, and, you know, being wands of the fire element, there is an aspect of youth, and this page here has red boots, so there's some inspiration and passion involved in this, but also instead of having all of these wands in the conflict, there's a single wand here. So there's clarity, there's alignment, and I think this is probably what's going to happen, Scorpio, is that you are going to have to settle for being a king of wands instead of an emperor. Okay, so if there's a way for you to, you know, I think maybe what's happening is that you're seeing this person as an empress and you're wanting to be an emperor. Okay. But I think it may be better to view her as being, or him or her as being the queen and you are the king. Okay, so there's something about expectation and applying your strength to controlling what you can control. Because if this is other people, you can't necessarily, you know, control that, but you can control what you do and decisions that you make and where you put yourself. Let's get some clarification, because it's looking like you are literally like a Scorpio in love at the moment, okay? And I think you are wanting to give someone the world. You're wanting to provide for them. You're wanting to be everything for them, okay? And I think that, first of all, Scorpio, you need to be someone for yourself, and that maybe you need to be focusing on yourself. Let's just get a card for the center here for clarification. The Wheel, Archangel Michael. And we also have the Wheel of Fortune. This is doubling up. So let's see. This is going to get us some more info. A time of positive change. A situation suddenly moves forward. Fortune is on your side. So that's really optimistic. Okay. So if you are, we did mention optimism. So if you are feeling optimistic, then things are going to go well in your favor. And maybe this is talking about you moving into abundance here, Scorpio. Okay, maybe you're going to be moving to some empowerment, some abundance. And yeah, that's really awesome. Let's clarify I'd like to, that was Archangel Michael as well. You might like to call on for assistance. Let's clarify that 5 of Wands there. That could be, you know, maybe there's just some fine tuning with regard to your schedule. Maybe this is about, you know, sometimes if this is a new relationship, maybe it's to do with, you know, working out things between the two of you, like negotiating and really having your say as well, Scorpio, and allowing the other person to have their say. And so that doesn't get to this situation where it's a one-sided relationship. It's like there has to be give and take, okay? The Hermit, Archangel Raziel, lots of archangels coming through for you. Spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery. This is what the Hangman's doing here. And I think what this is sort of saying, because we pulled this to clarify the 5 of Wands. So if, Scorpio, you feel like there's some conflict or there's some things going on, is to, you know, do the best you can to address that, and then just let the other person know that, you know, you're going to have a little bit of me time to just think about some things and see if you can come up with some new ideas and then get back to them or something like that. But making it like a real positive thing. If you need time to yourself, just turning it into a positive, okay? Because you can use that time for contemplating the challenges, but it's also about, you know, tapping into you, you know, what you're about, self-discovery, okay? Let's clarify the Empress, because, I mean, that's really abundant. And Archangel Jophiel. All the archangels are coming out of this deck, and they're only in the major arcana, so this is interesting as well. There is a major stuff happening for you at the moment, Scorpio. We have majors in the clarification and majors in, a lot of majors in the reading. A false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. Okay, so the interesting thing is that with the Empress, this is Venus and Taurus. Okay, Taurus sometimes is about, you know, the material things, you know, money, you know, the comforts and all that, like being able to create a comfortable life to do with material things. And this is sort of just saying that, you know, not to become overly focused on creating the material things, to sort of, now that in itself is not bad, to have material things and to spend time finding, you know, buying things, going to the shop buying things that you like, okay. But it's about having a balance. So if you find you're doing that a lot, just, you know, asking yourself, are you also spending time by yourself, a few hours a week perhaps, doing spiritual stuff, like contemplating your own navel, okay, and just, you know, thinking about the meaning of life, you know, what is of value to you, what your beliefs are, and, you know, what kinds of things you are maybe looking to cultivate out of relationships. What is it that you have to give to relationships? Are you generally happy? You know, you can ask yourself all of these personal questions, okay, just as self-reflection, as a standard, okay, because sometimes we can get carried along by life, and sometimes we forget to ask ourselves these questions and just do a personal check-in, okay, and because that personal check-in is as important as doing all the other external stuff that we do, e.g., you know, looking after our homes and, you know, all of our possessions and things like that, okay. Actually, it could even be more important to check on our internal landscape, okay. This is turning into a long reading because there's just Kings, Knights, Pages, Major Arcana. I'm a little bit kind of lost for words with this reading. But there's a lot of depth, and I think there's a lot of mastery, a lot of potential here, Scorpio. But you have high sights, you have high expectations and high standards. Okay, that's what's coming through. But I think there's a warning to remember to take time for yourself and to make sure that if you have goals that you're doing the steps incrementally. Okay. Four of Earth, Four of Pentacles. Yeah, this is interesting. Being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. So this is about being really discerning when it comes to your use of money. And this was to clarify the Moon card. Okay, so maybe there could even be a thing in here for you, Scorpio, that maybe it's this person that you're with, or maybe you yourself. At different phases of the moon, maybe, you know, maybe there's a greater tendency to go out and splurge money, okay? And the other thing is, like, if you are saving for something, maybe setting that up if you haven't already. This sort of warning against this. There's some money themes coming in here, isn't there? So this could be to do with your material life, Scorpio, and just making sure that you are taking time out for your spiritual life, but also understanding that money can be used, finances and funds can be used as a means for you to move into your spiritual being, but also being in the material world, but doing your spiritual thing at the same time. So it's about, in what ways are you using your money and your funds to build on your mastery, to move into the Emperor energy that it seems you are so wanting to be in here. Okay. Or maybe this is maybe this is an external figure who you feel is sort of imposing their values upon you, and what you're really interested in is, you know, mind, body, spirit balance here. You know, that could definitely be a thing. And you are, you know, you're using your strength here to cultivate an ability to stand your own ground here, okay? Archangel Raguel, another archangel. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Boom. What did we just say? Standing your ground. Okay. Stand up for your beliefs here, Scorpio. Okay. Don't let other people sway you from your personal beliefs. And having things in balance. I mean, it could even be that this other person you're with is being frivolous with money. Okay. That could be what this is. This was an external influence here. So, yeah. I'm going to also just grab another oracle for you here, Sacred Forest. Actually, let's, yeah, we forgot to draw in the, goodness, the Ascendant Masters. That's really interesting to me because this was sort of a reading, it seemed to be a reading about money, etc. And we ourselves, I completely forgot to mention the spirit guides here that are in front of us. Mother Mary, Kuan Yin and Odin. And yeah, I think Kuan Yin's message is sort of jumping out to me the most at the moment, which is choose to be loved, do what is right for everyone involved, and offer a helping hand, a care and compassion. Offer a helping hand, yeah. Care and compassion. So if you find this person you're with, Scorpio, is, you know, being really frivolous with the money, then perhaps in your wisdom and with love here, you are going to perhaps redivert their spending into something that's, you know, going to be spiritually beneficial for both of you or one of you, perhaps. And just doing that with care and compassion. Psychic insight. Yeah. Open, what Odin's message here is your third eye is open, see truth for what it is, and follow your intuition, Scorpio. Okay, follow your inner compass. If you are, it's looking like you may be in love with a person here. If you are following their compass, okay, you might just need time out to find out what your compass is doing. Okay. Renewal. Yep, so taking some time out here, I think, Scorpio, could be a good plan. Yeah, miracles on the horizon here. You definitely hit King of Wands. You have success on the horizon here. Oh, God, as we said that. Success, okay? So basically, Scorpio, I think you're doing the right thing here. There are some challenges at the moment, but you're working it through. You're coming into your mastery and you're going to have success here. I might also say you have lots of archangels that are assisting you, and you also have lots of, yeah, there's a lot of major arcana here. So this is a big change and a big test of your strength at the moment. But I think it's more a case of you're going to rise to the challenge here. Okay. So that's what I have for you. Hope that's been helpful. Look forward to the next reading. In the meantime, have a great day, great week, and I'll see you again soon.